For nearly a century, the dirt bike world has been completely consumed by one thing: internal combustion. The smell of race gas, the roar of the engines, and the mechanical sounds of shifting gears. But right now there's a silent revolution happening, out on the trails, in the woods, and on the track. Electric dirt bikes aren't just an experiment anymore, or a backyard novelty. Today, we're doing a massive deep dive into the rise of popularity of e-motos and how they genuinely stack up to gas dirt bikes. We'll explore how they're not just participating, but actually winning professional competitions. And we'll be taking a closer look at the Segway Xaber 300 to see what makes riding e-moto so appealing. Is the future entirely electric? Let's find out. Why are electric dirt bikes suddenly everywhere now? Well, it comes down to a few massive leaps in ease of use, accessibility, and groundbreaking technology. And the Segway Xaber 300 is a perfect real-world example of why some riders are making the switch. First, let's talk about weight, which is a huge factor in how a bike handles. A traditional 250cc or 450cc gas bike has a lot of moving parts and fluids and can feel pretty heavy, especially top-heavy, and especially when you're feeling fatigued at the end of a very long ride. E-dirt bikes throw that out the window, though. The Xaber 300 over there comes in at 180 pounds, which is incredibly light, 50 to 100 pounds lighter than its gas dirt bike alternative. That gives it a nimble, bicycle-like agility that you just won't get from a traditional dirt bike. You can toss it into corners, scrub jumps, and maneuver with absolute confidence. Not to mention how much easier it is to load and unload an e-dirt bike into a truck. Second is the convenience factor. With gas dirt bikes, you are constantly wrenching. You have to buy fuel, mix gas for 2 strokes, change oil, clean air filters, and worry about top-end rebuilds. With electric bikes, you don't need gas at all. You just come home from a long ride, pull it into the garage, plug it into the wall, and the Segway Xaber 300 over there charges completely full from zero in just about 6 hours. But the absolute best thing to me about an electric dirt bike, and one that might even save this sport, is how quiet they are. Listen, gas bikes are undeniably loud. And yeah, I do like hearing the sound of a 2-stroke engine too, but noise complaints are actively shutting down local tracks and riding spots like this one across the globe. With electric dirt bikes, however, like the Xaber 300, your footprint is virtually silent, so you won't be bothering your neighbors or others riding around you. So you can literally go build a supercross track in your backyard if you wanted to. Or like me, you can go out on local trails that happen to be really close to neighborhoods without drawing any negative attention to yourself. Having a quieter bike opens up new areas of riding that may have been previously off limits because I don't have to worry about having a noise complaint about me because no one's even gonna know I'm here. And finally, don't think I forgot, let's talk about performance. Unlike gas engines that need time to build up RPMs to hit their optimal power band, electric motors give you almost instant 100% torque the exact millisecond you twist your wrist. To help you manage that raw, immediate power, the Segway Xaber 300 has 4 distinct power modes. This allows you to dial back the aggression for a casual technical trail ride, or unlock the full output when you need all the power the bike has to give. Also, this bike has a top speed of 60 miles per hour and can go from 0 to 50 in 5.5 seconds. And no, I'm not gonna test that. That sounds very scary. Now, if you think this instant electric power is only for backyard play or casual trail riding, think again. These e-bikes are legitimately taking down combustion engines on professional racing circuits. Just last month at the Red Bull Erzberg Rocket Ride, the Stark Varg was allowed to compete. But it did more than compete. It finished with a full podium sweep. And here's the kicker, this wasn't some special electric-only race. They went head-to-head against a stacked field of pro riders on traditional gas bikes, and beat them all. It proves that e-motos have the speed, the suspension, and the frame geometry to dominate at the highest level of the sport. And it's causing a major stir in the industry. It's forcing racing leagues to figure out how to classify these silent weapons. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows with e-bikes quite yet. We have to look at the full picture. The e-moto revolution isn't perfect yet and still faces some major hurdles. The biggest one being range. While the Xaber 300 is great for an afternoon of riding, it's estimated for about 69 miles of range on the perfect conditions. The bottom line is you only have so many miles on that battery. If you're trying to compete in a grueling 3-hour cross-country enduro race like the GNCC, a single battery simply cannot make the distance yet. A gas bike can be refueled in mere seconds, while an electric bike has to go charge. And then there's the problem of trackside infrastructure. If an e-bike dies out on a rural motocross track, they can't just go ahead and plug it in. Where a gas bike, you would just have someone come refuel it and you keep going. An e-bike dies, you better hope it's downhill. And then even if you get there, you're still gonna have to wait hours for it to recharge. And that's only if the track has upgraded electrical outlets, which most don't. And then maybe you could, I guess, bring a heavy, loud, gas-powered generator to charge your electric bike, which seems a bit ironic to say the least, and kind of defeats the whole purpose of a silent, eco-friendly electric bike. So that then leaves battery density, battery weight, and swap speeds as the final frontiers that E-Moto needs to conquer. So what's the final verdict then? Is E-Moto going to be the absolute future of this sport? I don't know. Comparing gas to electric dirt bikes is still to me kind of like comparing apples to oranges. They demand different riding styles, they have different ways of getting you that power, and they kind of cater to slightly different types of weekend adventures. In my opinion, there's absolutely a place for both of them right now in the moto world. They are pushing each other to innovate, and competition is always good for the consumer. But make no mistake, the technology is moving quickly. With ease of maintenance, the lower sound levels, and the fun, instant torque you get. Don't be surprised if you see more and more electric bikes on your local trails, your local tracks, and stepping on to those professional podiums. For me personally, the pros of an electric dirt bike far outweigh the cons. As a kid growing up, I always wanted a dirt bike. I remember asking my parents all the time, and I asked Santa every year if I could have a dirt bike for Christmas. But my parents were never really into bikes or cars or gearheads at all, and I guess neither was Santa because I never ended up getting one. So there always felt like this huge barrier keeping me from doing something that I always wanted to do. I didn't know how to ride a dirt bike, and I didn't know how to service and maintain a dirt bike, and I had nobody to really teach me how to do that. And I remember the very first time I saw an electric dirt bike, it felt like those barriers that were keeping me from riding were gone. I don't see myself switching to a gas dirt bike anytime soon. So the silent revolution, for me, is already here. But what do you guys think? Are you sticking with gas forever, or are you ready to plug in also? Let me know down below in the comments, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next ride.